What's up, Packers fans? Aaron Nagler here after the Packers' domination of the Arizona Cardinals at Lambeau Field this afternoon, 34-13, and it wasn't that close. Obviously, some misgivings about the kicker aside, that is a complete performance by your Green Bay Packers. From the work they did on offense to get the lead initially to the defense absolutely shutting the door on the Cardinals for their first 4 possessions. Just outstanding stuff all around. Big return from Keyshawn Nixon thrown into the mix, looking like Desmond Howard back in the day up that left sideline. Absolutely thrilling performance from your Green Bay Packers. You love to see how many different people got involved on both sides of the ball. Certainly, again, always something to talk about, always something to work on, always things you need to get better at. And today, clearly no exception on both sides. There's certainly things they got to clean up, as Matt likes to say. But that is the Green Bay Packers team you were expecting to see when 2024 kicked off. And maybe it took till week 6, but they showed up today. Absolutely outstanding. Hopefully, the Packers can continue to build on this. A much tougher opponent coming into Lambeau next week. Houston Texans will be arriving in a noon kickoff. It's going to be another early morning. Going to have a good time with that one. But right now, we're celebrating the Packers beating the Cardinals. Hello to everybody in the comment section. Everybody mixing it up. Good to see you all. Let's see what we got here. We got Joe starting us off with a super chat. As we speak, all 4 NFC North teams in playoff position. Yeah, but, if the playoffs started today, it'd be really weird because it's mid-October and the playoffs happen in January. I don't know, man. Yes, all 4 NFC North teams are winning. Let's hope that continues for the Packers and no one else. But ultimately, in October, you just want to keep winning as many football games as you can. The playoff stuff will take care of itself down the stretch. I don't know. It's just never been my thing to playoff watch this early in the season. John Moore, how are you, man? Thanks for the super chat. The only tragedy today was X not getting a pick. Go, Pack, go. The streak comes to an end. Had to end sometime. Was hoping for 17 in a row, but 'tis not to be. Yeah, McKinney was still active, still very involved, obviously, but a big part of that, I think, is because of the fact the Packers got up and in control of this game so quickly. They started to be, the way they operated was, okay, we're going to play back. We're going to let everything happen in front of us. We're going to rally and tackle. We're going to get off the field. And more often than not, that's what happened. They did an excellent job of making the Cardinals use the entirety of the field and have to, traverse a long field almost every single possession outside of 1 or 2. And they didn't need to do a whole lot, take any chances. They were able to kind of just sit back and let it all happen in front of them. And because of that approach, I think, probably took McKinney out of position to make really even a chance at an interception because Murray wasn't driving the ball down the field. Very rarely was going to attack the middle of the field. Lots of stuff short of the sticks to let guys turn and run and keep kind of ahead of the sticks for the Cardinals. But yeah, McKinney was just never really needed, for lack of a better word, because they were, again, like right from the get-go, basically in control of this game. Packers had 14 points and the Cardinals had run 6 plays. Once you get to that mode, it's not too tough. JS Breaks, what's up, man? If they are serious about contending this year, they have to find a better kicker. Couldn't agree more. I'm surprised Narvison's still on the team. And there he was today, missing another one. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's pretty obvious. Now, we all heard Brian at the end of the summer saying he has to be more patient with his specialists. I don't know. Is in-season patience, what does that equal? 6 games, 7 games, 8, a half a season, a full season? Last year it equaled a full season, and that wasn't patient enough. So I don't know. But here's the bright side. Kid is making all his extra points. I mean, Carlson, that was his big issue last year, is missing extra points. Here we go. We got a guy who makes all the extra points, so just keep scoring touchdowns. I don't know. That's where I'm at. I'm out of words regarding the kicker situation because it's all been said. We all have eyes. We all watch him miss. And then we go, my God, they have to cut him, right? And then they don't cut him. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, I guess. Ed, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Yes! Not perfect yet, but yes! I think that's a pretty good summation. That's pretty well done, Ed. Jan, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Mr. Nagler. So, what do we do with our kicker? Cut him, probably. Although, like I said, we've been saying that, and it hasn't happened. So, I guess we'll just be patient, I guess is the word of the day. Godsmack, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chat. So this is what a complete game looks like. The Cards aren't a bad team either. So proud of the rookies, Cooper and Williams. Those gentlemen are keepers. Could not agree more. They are very exciting to watch, but they're just scratching the surface. That's the best part. I thought the best play from Williams on the day was the attempt by Murray to pull the ball and get around the edge, and Williams was right there, did not bite on the fake, came to balance and got the quarterback on the ground before he could get around the edge and or get the first down. Just a great play by Williams. How many times have we seen Packers defenders in that situation just completely miss the tackle, go for the read, make the wrong read, or like get a hand on the quarterback, but then he flies by and gets the first down, what have you. Williams was absolutely pitch perfect on that play. Love to see it. And then, yeah, I mean, Cooper just gets better and better, man. He is explosive as hell. I love seeing him out there. Hopefully, more and more of that as the season goes on. Nathaniel, what's going on, man? A comfortable win? Damn, I forgot what those looked like. Complete team win. The only team that can stop the Packers is the Packers. You're not wrong there. I mean, you look at their 2 losses, and the theme has been the mistakes they have made and the self-inflicted wounds that they have dealt with. Including missing kicks, but also penalties, missed tackles, things of that nature. Man, they play their game. They're going to be tough to beat. They certainly were today. Joe, thanks again, man. Packers with 0 sacks and 1 QB hit, but held Murray to 14 rushing yards, a real contained strategy. Yeah, I thought they were outstanding in that regard. It did get a bit frustrating watching them continuously just rush 4, but they didn't really need to pressure that much. I thought they did a nice job of making sure that Murray didn't kill them with his legs, much like we saw those first 2 weeks of the season with some other mobile quarterbacks. But yeah, I mean, you watched how he ran all over San Francisco last week, and Packers were dead set on that not happening. And I do think, it's in concert. Like, it's not just the guys up front. I think also part of the Packers' plan was to play probably more zone than man, than even have more heavily into that kind of concept because they wanted eyes on the quarterback. You saw lots of guys facing the QB, again, things happening in front of them, but they wanted to make sure that whatever was going to happen, the quarterback was not going to be, catching them with their backs turned in phase. All of a sudden he's down the sideline for 20 yards or whatever. I think there was one play in particular where that kind of happened, but outside of that, it was a great job by not just the front, but again, the whole defense. Dan, thanks for checking out the stream on Facebook, man. Big difference between this year and previous years. The Packers defense isn't allowing QBs to run on them. Much more disciplined. Could not agree more. That's exactly what I was just talking about. And it is a team effort, right? It isn't just one group. It is all 3 levels of the defense playing together, playing cohesively. You'd absolutely love to see that. Nick, how are you, man? So the defense held teams to under 14 points 2 weeks in a row. I should be elated, but still feel like they have a lot more to clean up. Just me? I mean, I don't know, man. I understand that, yes, eventually it's an NFL offense. Murray's really talented. We've seen them be very effective at times this year. They're going to get on track eventually. That's just going to happen. And the fact that you held them to no points and basically a 3-and-out with the first 3 drives, when it wasn't a 3-and-out that second drive, but like essentially, making them forcing a punt on those first 3 or 4 drives, allowing your offense to control and work the game into your favor. And then the approach somewhat changed, like I was talking about earlier. So I understand it's frustrating to watch completions happen, but look, at some point you're up. What was it? At one point it was 21-3 or 21-10 or something like that. And the Packers were clearly just essentially running the Joe Barry, but when it made sense to keep it all in front of them, rally and tackle. And eventually, if you have to traverse, as the Cardinals did, a long field again and again and again, eventually The thinking would be they're going to make a mistake. And they did repeatedly. How many fumbles did the Packers force? Well, they forced two. One just kind of happened because I think the back and Murray weren't on the same page. But I mean, that's the idea. You are sure you're going to let them have the short stuff. You're going to keep it in front of you. One of those 10, 12 plays in this drive, the Cardinals are going to make a mistake. And they did. And not just the fumbles, but also penalties, missed blocks for negative gains and things like that. I know we all want like domination every single snap, but I thought the thinking behind it made a ton of sense given where the Packers were as far as the scoreboard, control of the football game. And yet, you're right. Obviously, stuff to clean up. No question about it. Nothing's perfect. But I thought overall it was a really, really good performance from the defense. A lot of comments on the kicker. I'm surprised. Aaron Picard, is this complimentary football? I kind of like. Yeah, I like it as well. How much did y'all pay the refs? Oh, that's adorable. Did you see the game this morning where the Bears were literally bailed out 3 plays in a row? It's just NFL officiating, dog. It's incompetence run amok, but it's just NFL officiating. It ain't no conspiracy. Go back to bed. Craig Joseph is 9 of 8 on the season. How is that possible? I think you mean 8 of 9. Would you rather have him? No, he's a former Viking. Get him out of here. I know everyone keeps bringing up Greg Joseph, and I get it. He was in camp this summer, but we all watched him in camp this summer. Guy made like 80% of his kicks. I can't kill Brian for moving on from that. If you kept him, people would be like, oh, he only made 80% of his kicks. How can you keep him? You know what I mean? He's put it together in New York, no question about it. But I don't care about the New York Giants. I care about the Green Bay Packers. That guy is out of the building and not part of the green and gold, and I could care less. Now we got to go find someone, obviously. But man, live in the now. You can be a fan of a team and still admit refs helped you. Oh, you mean like every other game in the NFL? Dog. I'm all for it. The only call that I didn't like was a call that went the Packers' way when Chris Barnes was flagged for the personal foul on Jordan Love. I thought that was nonsense because what's he supposed to do? Stop in midair? Like change the laws of physics? That was a garbage call. That helped the Packers. Other than that, it's football, baby. You need to learn ball is what you need to do. Oh, and there it is. Hope Jordan Love tears his ACL. Oh, so you're a garbage human. Oh, well then I don't need to deal with you anymore. Cool. Bye. That 4th down from Love to Watson. Oh, hell yeah. What a ball from Watson, right? From Love to Watson. The window from the camera angle behind the quarterback where you see Watson on that in cut. I think it was Reed and Watson both on in cuts. He hits Watson on the trailer. But, baby, the window he puts that over the linebacker in front of the defensive back, that was incredible. What a throw. That was absolutely incredible. Mike Witt, thanks for the super chat, man. It took a few weeks, but 10's knee seems to look a lot better. Hope Myers and 11 from Heaven are healthy for next week. I'm done with Narv Dog. Yeah, you ain't the only one done with Narv Dog. But, yeah, I really hope Myers is okay. It was interesting to see Jenkins slide in there at center. I do wonder if, with a week to prepare, if Myers can't go, if they might look at Jacob Monk at center and keep Elton at guard. But there's potential if Myers is out that Jenkins could be the center. We shall see. And as far as Reed goes, I think it's clear he came back into the game after he'd been called questionable, and then the Packers were so far out ahead that's when like you started to see Bo Melton get a lot of the orbit motion stuff that they usually do with Reed. I hope he's okay. I think he probably will be. We'll see. You never really know with injuries. But like I said, he came back in the game and he played for a good stretch. So I think they got lucky there. Maybe escaped something, but we'll see throughout the week. No doubt about it. Oh, Andrew, yes, I blocked the person who said that about Love's knee. I mean, I'm for talk and trash talk between fans and all that, but like if you're a garbage human, get the fuck out of here. I got no time for you. Let's see. Tamor Khan, thanks for the super chat. I thought Gary brought some juice, but LVN stiff. Yeah, Van Ness is, I'll say struggling, but he's not being terribly effective at the moment. I thought Gary played a really good game. He was certainly active. You saw Kenny and Rashawn both active as all get out that first quarter. It really helped in regards to, limiting what the Cardinals were trying to do throughout the entirety of the first half, really. Thought Gary had a very active game. The LVN thing is tough because I do think he's really kind of struggling with what they're asking him to do in the scheme. With that said, there was one play in particular where he did a really nice job basically sniffing out a tight end. They trying to set up a tight end screen, and he was not falling for it. He did a great job. Unfortunately, that play got wiped out because of a penalty on the Packers. But they don't call any penalties on the Packers. They're just refs are helping the Packers, of course, according to Moron Boy in the chat. Jerry Mannion, thanks for the super chat. Cooper is who the Chargers thought Kenneth Murray would be. Hey, man, I like Kenneth Murray. But yes, Cooper has been, I'm not going to say quite a revelation, but he has been outstanding. He has been fun to watch, and he's so clearly the most athletic guy in that linebacking core. Hopefully more and more of that. Adrian Wright, thanks for the super chat, man. Do you think the Giants would give us Gano for a third day pick when he gets back from IR? Possibly. They might give him Greg Joseph. Everybody can talk about, hey, he's back. It'd be fun. Mike Witt, thanks again, man. And 25 should be returning punts full time. Yeah, it's funny. We saw a lot of that in the chat as far as Reed, even before kind of the incident with the horse collar and all the fumble and everything. And I'm on board with that. I mean, I understand wanting your best players to have the ball in their hand with a chance to make something happen, to make a play, right? But Reed is so integral to this offense. He is such a big component of what they're doing, both with the ball in and out of his hands. I'm very much with the folks saying, yeah, let's put Nixon back there, especially since he's not getting any opportunities on kickoffs, to the point where at the end of the game, he's starting to take them out. Just yeah, put Nixon back there on punts. I'm fine with that. I don't know if they go that route. I mean, again, I understand wanting playmakers in the position to make plays. And hell, the Eagles did it with Deshaun Jackson for a very long time, and he was very effective. So we'll see which route they go. Oh boy, people watching the Cowboys game, and I see Dak throwing picks in the end zone. Some things never change. Put Bo Melton at punt returner. I don't remember if we saw Bo back there in camp or not, because they would have a rotation with a couple of different guys. But I don't remember if Bo was one of them. I don't think so. Is Elvian's future at 3 Tech? It very well could be. And you saw him kick inside a couple times today. I didn't really get a chance to watch fully every single snap, obviously, but I did see they kicked him inside once or twice. So hopefully that'll show up on tape and we can see how he's doing there. Ian, thanks for the super chat, man. Halfley is him. Thanks to Cheesehead TV for all they do worldwide. Thank you, Ian. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, Halfley had a good plan today. No question about it. Bo Brooks, how are you, man? Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for checking in on Carry the G before the game. Appreciate you, man. Emmanuel Wilson is looking for an awesome number 2. Thanks to you and Corey for another watch party, and happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Yes. Thanksgiving in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving to all our Canadian viewers and listeners. Thank you so much. Larry, I think we got worse at kicker. You think? Joe, no Mason Crosby mentions yet? In the chat, there have been plenty. There have been plenty. Nick says, what I like about Love is he isn't afraid to put it on the line. He has just enough Favre in him to be exciting. I saw someone, I got to stop doing this. It's a bad habit, but I saw someone in the post-game Packers YouTube chat. I was waiting to hear from Coach and Jordan Love, which eventually we did. But, man, someone one of the first chats I saw on that YouTube chat was Jordan Love's got Romeo Dobbs bailed him out on that one touchdown where he throws it up the right side. And it's zero pressure. The fact that he got the ball off at all is amazing. And he gave his guy a chance to go make a play, which he did. You should celebrate that. It's just this need for people to be like, oh, well, actually, that's just this throw here is very ill-advised. It's yeah, it's fun. Remember fun, especially when it works. My God, have some fun, people. Mike Witt, thanks for the super chat. You and I may disagree on some Packer things, but I always respect your opinion and thank you for Cheesehead TV. You and Corey rock. Well, that's really nice of you, Mike. And yeah, we're not going to always agree, and that's totally fine. It's going to happen. It should happen. But I appreciate you and I appreciate everyone chiming in. Most definitely. Oh, here we go. Tamor Khan. Romeo Dobbs looked emotionless on his big plays. I just hope he's doing well. Obviously, wish him well. But I'd encourage you to go back and look at Romeo's big plays prior to this week. He's kind of always emotionless. He's not a big demonstrative guy. I mean, I remember last year after touchdowns when he would hold up the heart, for Jordan, but he's not a huge guy. I mean, the one play you can remember 2 weeks ago where he smashed his helmet into the ground after the interception. That's about as much kind of intensity you'll get out of him when he's like frustrated, obviously. But yeah, big plays, touchdowns, seems like it's part of the gig, which I'm fine with. What else we got? Body language experts are clowns. Matt, I hear you, man. I used to rail about it. I think I have a whole video from years ago about the body language police because it drives me nuts. Bob McGinn was a big body language guy. And I'm like, we don't know. We don't know what they're thinking. We don't know what they're feeling. We don't know anything about it. And of course, that was always exacerbated by the fact that the directors would immediately cut, and they still do, to Aaron Rodgers after an incompletion or a bad play or whatever. And everyone talks about his body language. And in general, people pick it apart. It's human nature. I'm not sitting here saying, like, if you do it, it's silly or dumb or whatever. Like, people do it. I just don't put much stock in it being body language. Like, we have zero idea what's going on in a guy's mind. I don't like whatever his body language might be is the least of my concerns. Jocelyn, how are you? Thanks for the super chat. The secondary rotation ended up with K9 outside in base and big nickel. Surprising, but I like it. I think, right? I think. Yeah, well, we did see plenty of Stokes as well throughout the game. And I do think we saw, Bullard in that nickel slot role, a lot of the big nickel stuff you're talking about. I thought Nixon held up pretty damn well yet again. That's 2 weeks in a row they've had him outside for certain packages. And again, I thought he played well. Now, it's not perfect. It's not like stupendous or anything like that. But again, winning football. Love to see it. Mike, thanks again, man. I still want to see those Nags Appleton West highlights, though, Aaron. Maybe a Cheesehead TV Appleton West watch along. Thankfully, I played long before any of this was committed to video. So you maybe find some black and white stills from my day, but you're not going to find any video. Thank God. It wasn't pretty. Glenn, thanks for the super chat. In case it hasn't already been mentioned, go Pack Go. I like where your head's at, man. I like where your head's at. Stokes has been awful today. Okay. Tyrone, I don't think that's unfair. I don't. I think he's been substandard most weeks. Thought he was okay today. I kind of agree with that sentiment. Now, I do want to go back and watch it, see how he held up overall when you can actually see the entire field. But yeah, I don't think that's unfair. Jake, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. Your opinion on Hafley's defense after 6 games? Well, I had a great conversation with Chris Dunlap here on the channel on Friday that you should check out. I mean, it's pretty similar to what happened, what I was thinking prior to the game. After the game, they're continuing to grow, continuing to develop. They're figuring out who does what well, putting them in good positions for the most part. I've been a bit surprised. I was talking about this with Ben Fennell last week. I've been a bit surprised at the conservative nature from Hafley. It's a bit more. I mean, and I don't want to say it like a negative thing, but it's been a bit more risk averse than I would have expected. I thought we'd see a little bit more, physicality at the line of scrimmage from the defensive backs. I thought we'd see more defensive backs in the box on occasion, and we've seen some of that. And I did think, yeah, he'd probably dial up a little bit more pressure than he has. But all of that said, they seem to be heading in the right direction. They seem to be gelling, and that's what you want. You want that defense, brand new, first year in the system. You want it to grow, develop throughout the season with these young guys. It appears that's what's happening. So I'll take that. Chuck, thanks for being a Care of the G Club member. Appreciate you. When no one's home to watch the Packers with me, I watch with Cheesehead TV. Thanks. You guys are the best. Thanks, Chuck. I really appreciate that, man. We try to be here for everybody. That's the whole point, is we can watch it together, you know? That's good stuff. And we got some spam up here in this chat. Don't like it. Do not like it. Cordell, should we sign Kevin King? No. Absolutely not. All right, buddy, I'm going to have to get going. I cannot thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, after the games. Doesn't matter. We're always here. Cheesehead TV 365, about the green and gold. It's how we roll. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then tell your friends and tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Pack Go.